Morning, everybody. So I am a professional speaker, that's what I do for a living. But I have to say that other than writing and saying my husband's eulogy, preparing for this presentation is probably the second hardest thing I've ever had to do as a professional speaker. So I do stand here before you, very humbly as a professional speaker, but in my personal capacity. And I don't know what is going to happen this morning. And neither do you. So if I have to take a little moment every now and again, please excuse me.
And we get to the wake after the funeral. And I got to about 10 o'clock that night. And I realized suddenly that I didn't know what tomorrow held. I didn't even know what tomorrow looked like. And for somebody like me, who's a visionary, who's pretty much in control and goal-directed, this was a startling moment to have all of what I knew pulled away. And I quite honestly went, well, there is no tomorrow. I mean, what happens tomorrow? And I burst into tears, and I just said, this feels like a full stop in my life. It just feels like it's the end of something. And a very good friend of mine, some of you who live in the estate will know her, Mary Lee Finneker, who's a clinical psychologist, lives down on the end hole down there. She was standing next to me and she said, Nix, you need to reframe this. It's not a full stop. See it as a comma and dot, dot, dot. It's a pause in your life, and the dots are the future that you need to go and create. And I have to say that that has become the overriding philosophical approach that I've taken to my journey with grief. Because I think if you do see it as a full stop, if you only see the awfulness of it, if I keep saying this is the worst thing that's ever happened in my life, it will be the worst thing and it will be the end of my life.
I just want to let you know that this morning just meant so much to me. It just brought so much to my life and made me realize how grateful we are for each day, that we just need to wake up every morning and just thank for the blessing and knowing that tomorrow is not guaranteed. You're an absolute inspiration. You've just made us all just wake up and realize that tomorrow is not promised. It's really not promised. Only today is promised. And I just want to thank you. I think my daughter, everybody is just sitting there going like, wow, we need to go home and we need to make our files. And I just bless you, and I know that moving forward, God's got great plans for your life, and you are that seed, and you're just going to be planting that seed to every woman in this world. And I bless you for it. Thank you.
It's been an absolute privilege being here today and listening to Nikki. I'll tell you why. I think all of us have experienced loss at some or other stage. It comes in different forms. For some of us here today, it was about losing perhaps a partner. For others, it was about losing a child. It was getting closure and making that definitive step about moving on. And what I liked about what she told us was to give us guidelines, step 1, step 2, step 3, to change from being collateral damage to look at collateral beauty. And I think we live in the now, and it was just a reinforcement of get your house in order straight away. Thanks, Nikki.